Hey, Frankie Valli, he gets the people going.
That's just too many points.
I was like, hey, Gabe, how's it going? I love your work.
Dudes on the Mall is the podcast to listen to.
Gentlemen, we're back. And I'm going to take one bright note from yesterday before we get into this. UCF did something right yesterday for first time all year. They took the Caesar wrap off the menu so we don't get our hopes up anymore.
So it was more like it felt like I was in denial. Like I because the thing about it is still confusing because they have the poster outside, like on the columns, like the supports for the stadium. It still says Caesar wrap on there, but when you walk up to the concession stand on the TVs, now they're working. We're only almost done with the season. It didn't have the Caesar wrap up there; it just had the burger. So that's what confirmed for me. I was like,
was it the Buffalo Tender Burger or just?
No, it was just a burger.
Just a burger.
Just a meat patty and 2 buns.
What was a bigger death yesterday, the Caesar wrap or the 2023 football season?
Probably the Caesar wrap, only because I feel like we died a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we died weeks ago. 5-game skid. Yeah, we died quite a bit ago.
Well, I know obviously yesterday was pretty disappointing to say the least.
It's an understatement.
Yeah. Before we get going, I'm going to apologize now if I sound weird. I still can't talk very well, but we're going to get through it. Flag line, what are we going with today? I did not put new tape on.
Has it been up since last week?
No.
Okay.
It was on the ground when I picked it up this morning.
I see it moving. I think
2.5?
2.5. I think 2.5 is a good line, but I still think I'm going to go under.
Yeah. If it's 2.5, I'll go under. If we do 1.5, I'll go over.
I think I'm still going to go under 1.5.
1.5.
Okay, let's do 1.5.
1.5.
I'll go over.
I'll go under.
We have 1 over, 1 under.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll go under 1.5.
All right. I guess
Somebody had to go over.
Justin said
Actually,
life's too
no,
short.
I'm going to go over. I'll go over.
Say your final answer.
Final answer, over.
All right.
2 overs,
All right.
1 under.
They call me the under guy.
Okay. I'm just cheering for something at this point. I need something exciting.
Yeah.
for.
Life is pointless. And
All I do is think about this death.
We're going to recap the WVU game, and then we'll go back and touch on Oklahoma, just a couple of things, and then we'll look ahead to Cincinnati next week. One bright spot, not to jump ahead, but we're all doing pretty good with our picks this season, if there's one thing to look for.
we are.
Honestly, I think we're sacrificing good football from UCF to have good picks from us.
Which is not a sacrifice I signed up for.
I
No,
know.
I will
that either.
I'll go over for the rest of the year if it means that we win out.
Yeah.
Or even not win out, just win a game.
Win a game.
Well, we have to
a
win.
single game.
Think about it. We got to win 3 out of the last 4 to be bowl eligible.
So there's a caveat with that. And
Oh yeah, we can
Yeah.
make
you
a
can
bowl
make
it
a
5 and
bowl
7,
at
yeah.
5 and 7. And if you look at the, I think it's off the S&P rankings, even with our record, we're still a top, I think, 35 team in the nation, which is insane.
Are we saying that football sucks this year?
kind of.
But I think the last thing I saw was it had us playing against Auburn in the Gasparilla Bowl at 5 and 7.
Oof.
That'd be wild.
What a terrible bowl game.
I made the statement last night when I was driving back with Will. I said I will not be traveling out of state for any bowl games this year. I've decided now.
Oh yeah, no.
If it's in state, I'll go. I'll go.
This week is my last.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we had planned this upcoming weekend, like today, I wouldn't be going.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not going. Who's smart now?
Me and Justin will be in Cincinnati this coming week. We got a really good deal on flights. It's kind of hard to pass up.
Yeah.
Had prior plans that I couldn't move around. Not work related. Not traveling for work.
That's
so
fair.
that's the plus side of things. But
Well,
it feels like we're traveling for work.
yeah, this is a
know
chore
what I
for
mean?
you guys
Yeah,
now. I'm going to be
right.
chilling at home.
I
And it's like Cincinnati too.
I know. Like, you could have been going anywhere else.
Like
I'm going in. I'm going to be able to eat solid foods for the first time in 2 weeks.
Nice.
I am going to town on a 6-way Skyline chili.
and you're gonna give it like a 2 out of 10.
That's perfectly fine. No, honestly, because I haven't ate anything in the last week or 2 weeks or whatever, at that point, I'll probably give it a 10 out of 10 just for the mere fact that I'll be able to eat something.
What'd you say? You lost like 6 pounds?
6 pounds in 5 days.
That's crazy.
And I don't have 6 pounds to lose.
Yeah. Man needs a sandwich.
So West Virginia yesterday. Quick stat recap, and then we'll get over to Justin's game notes. Vibes were good to start the game. I thought stadium was good, filled in nicely. I won't even get started on the student section after halftime. If you look at the stat lines without knowing the score and you take away the turnover line, it looks like we should have won the game, per usual. This multiple times happened this year. 9 of 12 on third down. I don't know the last time we had that good of a third down percent conversion in a game recently. 463 yards, outgained West Virginia by 13. Threw for 274, 25 of 36. 3 interceptions, 189 on the ground, average 5, almost 6 yards per carry is 5.7. Okay, this is the first time I'm looking at this, and there's no way that this is right. It says that we only had 6 penalties yesterday.
No, I believe that.
Yeah.
They weren't throwing the flag a lot. They were just throwing the flag more.
They were
on
more
us.
for us than they were for them.
And the West Virginia had, 4 penalties?
West
2
Virginia
of them came
had
on the same
4
play.
for 35, and 2 of them came on the same
Yeah.
play at the end of the game.
In garbage time, yeah.
3
Garbage time.
three of those 4 were at the end of the game.
Yeah, they had to pad stats.
Yeah.
They'd make it look like they call a fair game, which we'll touch on the officiating, which we never touch on officiating on this show, but it needs to
It
be
was
addressed today.
brutal. Absolutely brutal.
And then time of possession, 23 minutes for us, 36 for West Virginia. JRP 274 through the air, 3 touchdowns, three picks. RJ Harvey 14 carries, 100 yards. I think that's the one bright spot we can find from this game. RJ Harvey continues to be a dog and will always be a dog. Kobe with some great catches. Javon had a great catch for a touchdown. I think that's where the positives end. Tailgate was fun.
Tailgate was fun. We
Tailgate
love a
was
good
a good time.
breakfast tailgate.
Tailgate was fun. Mall was packed. The amount of people that were at Shack was insane. Did you guys see the videos?
Yeah, I did see the
There's a
videos. It
lot
was
of
crazy.
I
And then
was
90% of them left.
No, I got a bone to pick with everyone that went to Shack and then they left. There were so many people that were walking away from the stadium at kickoff because they went to that and then they were just like, I'm gonna go home now. You're 5 feet from the gates, like walk in.
Just walk in. Even if you're there, even if you're one of those losers that leaves at the half, at least
Yeah,
be there.
Just be there. Student section didn't even get full.
No, it didn't.
Game notes, Justin.
Yeah, I don't have a lot, but I have a few things to touch on. I want to start with this. I actually had a nightmare about UCF football last night, but it wasn't that scary because they couldn't tackle me. So I was kind of just like dreaming about like scary UCF players just
Scary UCF.
like,
so you were
following
thinking
me
about like
around.
the roster, the actual
yeah,
roster?
pretty much, yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
So we'll start there. The run defense continues to be a problem. I don't know what happened last week, if it was a mirage or whatever, but
wasn't real.
they got me thinking that maybe we fixed something. We didn't. Same shit, different week. So I mean, defense just, we're not going to win games. I think I listened to Gus's presser after the game last night, and like all he could talk about was 4 turnovers and the run defense. It's just like beating a dead horse at this point. It's like, quit talking about it. And
We all know what the
figure
problem
something out.
is.
Yeah, right. You could be watching your first UCF game of all time yesterday, and you could be like, wow, they really got to fix their run game.
And they can't score in the red zone.
Right. So yeah, red zone efficiency continues to be a problem. I mean, it's just terrible.
They were
We're
right in
coming up
front of us. I was
empty-handed.
like, oh, they're in the red zone. It's good. Might as
We're
well start.
done.
Let me go on my phone. Let's go on Twitter. Let's see what's going on there.
So it was bad. And then the other big thing was like, I guess kind of sticking with the run game is like we were just getting annihilated in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Their D-line was having their way with our O-line, and their O-line was having their way with our D-line, and it showed in their run stats, and it showed in JRP's stats, and just like I don't think we had one sack, I think.
I think we have one.
And
We had one, and
that was like a
he
corner blitz,
fumbled
I
it.
think, because it was no, I'm thinking of Brandon Marshall's tackle for loss.
Oh no, yes, we had one sack, I believe.
Yeah,
What
and he
about
did
when-
fumble it, but they got it back.
Yeah.
What about when he got hurt? Was that when he fumbled?
He
it?
was like that was like QB draw. He got tackled like at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
He did get tackled from behind.
I think he still
But-
got a yard.
They didn't,
He got
a yard.
He either
One.
There's one. Oh, no, I'm starting to sweat.
So he either gained a yard or got no gain on that, but he definitely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, I guess we can touch on the reffing now. I'll start by saying this. I still, even if that was called a fair game, I still don't think we win that game.
No.
You don't win a game 12 minutes down in time of possession and with 4 turnovers. That just doesn't happen. But then to the other point, like that officiating was so bad. Right off the top of my head, I haven't watched the highlights or anything, so don't quote me on this, but like in the stadium, the interception to Javon clearly
What a funky
looked
interception
like
that was.
pass interference, with the F-bomb in the broadcast.
Yeah, he really said funky. He didn't drop an F-bomb. So if it's like
sure he did.
It's
Yeah.
one of those things where if you're listening for the word funky, you hear funky. But if you're just like listening to it, it's just like
Really?
what a interception that was.
That's hilarious. But either way, that looked like PI. And then their maybe second or third touchdown, they went off tackle in the south end zone, just a basic run play, and Josh Elskar was getting held like a dog on a leash.
His jersey was all.
Yeah, it was terrible. So there's that one. I mean, there were a million other different calls, and they finally called a holding call at the end of the game. They called 2 of them. That
Two
was
of them,
the
same play.
same play.
Same
So I don't know. I mean, what do you have to say about the reffing? It's just like
I am normally not one to criticize officiating just because
Right.
you shouldn't leave it up to that. That being said, I think there was multiple drive-killing non-calls, especially with the non-call PI that was a pick. I think multiple holding calls where West Virginia ended up scoring, or it'd be like third down, and they would
I saw
run.
an ineligible receiver downfield.
There was
Yeah.
one where they had a Timmy called it out. Dude was like 7 yards downfield
Yep.
blocking, and the quarterback's still in the pocket looking to throw the ball. Like I know, like we're not looking for that when we're watching the game, but like if we're watching in the stands and it is that obvious, granted we sit decently close to the field, so it's not hard to see. But like if I'm watching a game and I'm noticing that, there's a problem because I'm not looking for it. It's just happening, and if it continues to happen, and like I think everyone noticed it after, like I'd say, into the first quarter, going into the second, like people are starting to get a little frustrated.
Yeah.
There's something's got to be done about it. There's nothing that can be done, but that's just, I think, demoralizing to the team too. Like it doesn't help when you've already got everything going against you.
Yep.
I don't know. I was very frustrated with it yesterday.
So here's my counterpoint though to the officiating. I think good teams recover from that, and I think good teams,
Yeah.
They do.
they adapt to that
Yeah.
situation.
That's why we easily could have won this game if we don't have 4 turnovers.
100%.
And I feel like I've said that a million times about every loss this season, but
Well, I mean, literally every
It's a problem. It's a problem.
like 2 of the turnovers were drives that like we were driving the ball really well, we were moving it well, and they happened in the red zone. Both 2 interceptions. And then West Virginia would have short fields. Like West Virginia really didn't ever have to drive the field for the most part yesterday. Like they weren't starting inside the 20 or the 10 at any point. They were getting in 30, 40,
Yep.
or they even getting on our side of the field with the turnovers.
yeah. I mean, and the only other thing I need to touch on is the quarterback play. Like, I could go a million different ways with this, but I'll point at this picture back here and.
For our
Behind
listeners,
Josh, it's a picture of
yeah,
Becky Keene.
yeah. So for our listeners here, it's a picture. It's that meme with Wolverine. He's laying in bed and he's looking at a picture frame and he's reminiscing over our wonderful golden child at Fresno State, Mikey Keene.
Yep. So I don't want to say I told you so, but like, like I don't know. I'm done making excuses for JRP. He's not the guy.
Well,
And I'm at the point right now where I wish he hadn't come back this season.
here's where I'll play devil's advocate. Ever since he got hurt in Boise, he's been a shell of himself.
But even in Boise, he was.
But if he's truly 100%, then he's not
Dude,
showing. He's
if
not.
he's-
He's not
he's
performing
not
just good
100%.
He
percent. He's
is
not
a,
100%.
but there you go. We're making excuses for him again. It
No,
is-
I'm
No,
just saying.
I'm
like,
just saying
I'm
he-
saying he's definitely not 100%.
Right, he's done.
but I think he's closer to 100% than you think he is because he was running the ball. We had several design QB draws yesterday.
We did, but he's not leaving the pocket looking to run.
Well,
anymore.
and that's something that we just like. That's great. Don't play him then. Like he's not. He is a mediocre quarterback at best when he is 100%. In my opinion, I don't think he has that X factor that makes him, on this tier of quarterbacks with all these other great college quarterbacks.
My point is, batting ninth, playing center field.
Yeah.
John Rice Plumlee.
Exactly. It's like he has the football IQ of like a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Like he makes stupid throws.
I'll
say the Javon pick yesterday was a terrible throw, but even Gus in the presser, the second Javon pick where we all thought it was PI, but I saw a highlight of it and he definitely just like got tripped up. Like it definitely wasn't PI, but like JRP threw that ball after Javon fell.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Like it was a horrible throw, and then the other one he like lobbed it up into the wind, and it was like 10 yards short of a triple covered Kobe. Like that, these are dumb plays that cost us games, and I'm tired of making excuses for this guy and saying, oh well, there's this, oh he had the flu, whatever. Like if you look at stats from games where he's 100%, his stats are nothing to be, crazy about unless we're playing a Kent State. Like he just can't win big games, and we let. Dylan Gabriel, who is, we like to hate on Dylan Gabriel, but he's a Heisman candidate in Oklahoma. We have Mikey Keene, who's in Fresno State, and they're 7-1. We're in the top 25. They had a crazy comeback last night. They were down like 24-7, and they came back and won the game. And then Tommy, who like is playing for a bad Boston College team, but they're playing spoiler in the ACC this season. I mean, Gus had 3 quarterbacks that had pretty good talent on his roster and let all of them go for a center fielder.
I tell you, that boy can hit though.
So I mean, that's my rant about JRP. But I just
So
after last night, I've seen enough. I'm over it.
No. So we need to talk about something also very important too, that actually happened during that lobby interception.
Yeah.
There was a fight.
Oh,
yes. There was a fight.
I almost missed the pick, and I kind of wish I did.
In the section, so we sit in section 133. So this would be, is it 34 or
34?
It's 34. It's
Yeah.
the one more section closer to the band. We're watching the game, whatever. All of a sudden, we hear just a bunch of commotion and just like, oh, like just upward. We look to our back, and there's just guys. They're on the ground. They're just going after it. And like people waving at the cops and all that. And they're getting ready to restart play because I think this was during a TV
Yeah,
timeout.
his TV timeout. Red shirt was out there.
Yeah, Red Shirt, our man Red Shirt. He's the scariest MFer to ever live. I hate looking at that guy. I'll have nightmares about him. But yeah, this is scrapping, just I guess going at it. And I'm looking at what's going on behind us, like, oh snap, like that's kind of crazy. And I look back to the field, the ball's in the air, and I'm like, what? Like, what? Did we just punt or something? Then the West Virginia guy catches it, and I was like, what is going on here? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
I would have rather had Mitch McCarthy punt on first down, and that's saying a lot because Mitch McCarthy is not a good punter.
Terrible. Give me back Loudermilk.
Yeah.
That guy's a dog.
Yeah.
Andrew Osteen. But yeah, so there was a fight. Then also, Michaela, my fiance, was we got souvenir sodas yesterday. She went to go refill them. Said that a cop was escorting another West Virginia fan out in handcuffs.
Nice.
So now here's the thing that really baffled me. The fight occurred between 2 West Virginia fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy to me.
What?
Because everybody that I saw get escorted out was a West Virginia fan.
We had no quarrels with all the
I
West
thought they were
Virginia-
all nice people.
They were all really
Oh my
nice.
God.
Yeah.
But they were fighting each other, and they were winning.
They were, I don't know.
That being said,
I wish I knew what happened over there.
That being said, I'm excited to go to Morgantown.
Yeah, Morgantown's going to be a
Because if
hoot.
it's anything like that in Morgantown, it's going to be awesome.
Morgantown is going to be a hoot.
Last thing on it that I guess we can transition, I was just going to leave it off at our quarterback for next year is currently not on the roster.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
Yeah,
So
we had
I
to talk about
agree.
this yesterday. But,
I agree. If he is on the roster, it's still in risk.
Yep.
But if
and I still don't think it's
I
going to
don't
be
think
him.
it's going to be him either. But I'm happy that our quarterback next year is not on the roster, if that's the case, honestly. Because if we can't do better than JRP right now, whew.
We'll have some transfer come in.
Yeah.
And we'll start whoever it is. I think it'll be someone from Ole Miss again. A hot take it right now. Transfer quarterback come from Ole Miss and start next year.
I don't know. I feel like
I had the dude's name too. Look,
I feel like
that
we
I was
could do
looking at,
better.
and I don't remember what his name was.
I don't know. But
You don't think Gus is going to ride with Timmy McClain?
No.
well, that's the issue, and
But that's
I don't want to get into my next rant too soon. But
I think that's what we need. We need someone who's not on the roster, but I think Gus
Yeah.
is just going to roll with Timmy.
right,
That's
and
just
that's
gonna-
why I
that's
think
just-
Gus Malzahn should be fucking
Yeah.
kicked out of the program.
Sucks when you have Mahagia
God.
right there in the position of power that
Yeah.
he's in. But
Yeah.
oh well, we'll talk organization in the offseason.
Well, do we want to touch on Oklahoma at all? I know we were off last week.
Yeah, who the hell were they?
Yeah, the Mirage.
Because this team that played Oklahoma was not the team that played yesterday.
They are who we thought they were.
Who they're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be.
Dylan Gabriel still has a little bit of UCF left in him, and he likes to play down to his opponents.
Yeah.
Lost
So
yesterday.
I think that's what happened.
So
They deserve it.
They did lose yesterday.
I was so good for Kansas. They threw the field goal into a nasty looking pond after the game. It was so exciting. I give my quick experience in Oklahoma recap. Most of the fans were nice. The alumni tailgate was over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house to get there. You literally had to go over a bridge through the woods and go behind their track facility next to the duck pond. And there was literally no one within sight. Like, apparently I told my dad that 3 times on one day because I couldn't remember the conversations I was having. And I showed him a picture. And on the 3rd time he goes, Brandon, I love you, but this is the 3rd time you told me this just today.
My favorite was sidetrack. My favorite was the first Snapchat that you sent me. Just like woke up feeling dangerous. Nice by 90.
Yeah, before they did my mouth stuff, I was talking about the Oklahoma game. I literally went to sleep. That was the last conversation I had. So when I woke up, my mind, I guess, was still on.
You were just continuing the
Continuing
conversation.
the conversation. But yeah, no. Oklahoma in general, alumni tailgate was awesome. Way out there. They didn't want us near anyone from Oklahoma or interacting with anyone at all because all their tailgate stuff was very far from us. In stadium, I'd say 80% of people were nice. I did have beer thrown at me and some other people that weren't too polite that were sitting a couple rows behind me. Top moment of the game. We sold the most away tickets that Oklahoma's ever sold for a game, and they had us spread out across like 4 sections in I guess it's the north end zone. It's like 3rd quarter. They all just started kind of chanting, Dylan, Dylan. And the stadium was so quiet because they'd be on offense, and it was just echoing throughout the entire stadium. Funny. It was fantastic.
Not only was he seeing the ghosts, he was hearing them.
Yeah. Outside of that, food review, did not eat at the game because ate at the alumni tailgate. Did go to a barbecue place in Oklahoma where when you open the door, they smoke their meat inside without ventilation. So smell it, and you literally open the door and it's just smoke. Like you're walking through the smoke to get to the counter. It was amazing. It was really good. Outside of that, there's nothing to do in Oklahoma City. The roads are awful. What else?
Like the infrastructure,
So the merge lanes are like literally, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 40 feet, and then it ends, and you gotta be in traffic. Nice. And also, I don't know why, but a lot of their roads don't have lines on them. Like
it's like in Vegas.
Like at one point they had lines, and it's very clear they haven't kept up with them, and like you're just guessing where you're driving, kind of as you're going down the road. I don't know if this is a 2-lane or a 1-lane. I don't know if people park here or what. Yeah, that's my quick recap. Nice. It was fun though. It was the most fun I've had at a loss. Yeah, like at the game, like in the stadium, like it was.
And it was actually a good game.
It was a great game. Yeah,
it was a great game. That and then the win. This is me being too analytical, I guess, but the wind when it comes in the stadium, the flags were blowing towards my face, and I felt the wind at my back, and I was so confused because that's not how science works. So the wind was clearly swirling in the stadium, and I asked like one of the Oklahoma people behind me, like, "Hey, does this normally happen?" He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I had like pointed out to him like, "Flag blow this way, wind blow this way on my back, that normal." he goes, dude, are you like crazy? I'm like, no, I'm literally trying to be as simple as possible. Like they don't go like this or this. They go like this. So that was.
Did you just call an Oklahoma fan dumb?
He said he's a season ticket holder. Guy was probably about my age.
Sounded like Kevin from The Office.
Why two more
words when one word do trick?
Few word do trick.
But yeah, so no, I mean, I'll never need to go back to Oklahoma City again. That's the second time I've been there now. Stadium was cool though. It was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
On to Cincy. So I was sitting over here looking through the good old internet.
The good old internet.
FPI. We have 4 games left. We're at 3-5. Of these 4 games, how many do you think we are favored in?
3 of them.
By FPI,
Yeah. Which will follow betting lines as well.
2 of 2.
I'm going to say
2 of
3.
2.
Because I think, well, who's left? No, I'm going to say 2.
3.
2. 3.
The only game we are not favored in is Texas Tech.
That's insane.
We're favored in OK State?
because
Yeah.
I will rebuttal and say there's a legitimate chance that this team goes 3-9. There's a very real chance, and that scares the hell out of me.
Well, we have the Battle of Mid coming up.
Yeah, we do.
Someone is going to get their first conference win, and it's just going to look like it was just in another American Athletic Conference game.
Does,
UCF and Cincinnati.
Does Cincy play Houston
Yeah.
remaining?
They do.
Let me look
Okay,
at Cincy's
I think we should
schedule.
make a pact with our biggest rivals of all time and just say a 3-way win, so we all at least get one conference win this season.
Cincy is at Houston after they play us.
Okay, so I think let's give. I will sacrifice a loss to Cincy for a win with Houston coming at home, so we don't have to end the season on a loss.
Who do you hate more, Cincy or Houston?
I mean, if we're talking
Cincy.
all-time Houston.
Oh, yeah,
Houston? You hate Houston
Oh
more?
my god!
I was talking about
dude when
this
I was a kid.
yesterday.
Dude, yeah,
Houston. Yo, you don't know.
Houston
is like there's USF,
And then
then
Houston's real
Houston is
close.
close to that line. Memphis was getting up
Dude,
at that line. too.
I was
Memphis-
talking to
Memphis is
Darby
getting up
because
there.
she was like, "Is Houston our rival now?" And I was like, "Listen, you weren't here before. Like, she wasn't a UCF fan before she went to UCF. Like, you don't know. Like those 2007 to 2015 years against
Yeah.
Houston. I wanted to
Houston,
annihilate that
Houston
program.
was always the trashiest team when we play them every time.
That is true. That is true. These past couple of years they've been
So,
terrible.
obviously recency bias. You want to lean towards Cincy, but
I love beating Houston.
I know.
Hey,
it's so good.
¿por qué no los dos? Why can't we hate them
Well,
both?
yeah, you're right. You're right.
We got to have a rival somewhere. We got
We got to find somebody.
coming into this weekend. Quick comparison, real quick. If you thought our quarterback play was bad, thank God we're playing Emory Jones this weekend.
Reach out.
Give you a quick preview. Cincinnati is giving up 375 per game. Their defense, per usual, is going to be their strong side. Passing yards are throwing for 221, running for 222, so pretty balanced attack. Their leading rusher has 642 on the ground, and their leading receiver. This is actually interesting. So Javon is our leading receiver. He has only 29 catches on the year, but he has 585 yards on those 29 catches.
Once in a lifetime drop, huh?
Cincinnati's leading receiver has 578 receiving yards, so 8 less yards, and he has 42 catches. So they ain't throwing the ball downfield. They're dinking and dunking as they get down. Emory Jones on the season, it doesn't have his... okay, well. Emory Jones' completion percent against Oklahoma State yesterday was 37.
Ooh.
What were the actual numbers on that?
For yesterday?
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the box right now. Give me 1 second.
Speaking of Javon, I didn't get to touch on it because we didn't do a pod last week. I cashed another hot take for the season. Greater than 80-yard touchdown.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
86, I think, is what that pass was or something.
Yeah. Nice.
Hell yeah.
He was 6 of 16 for for a $117 and 1
They
pick.
only threw the ball 16 times. We're screwed.
I don't know if he. Well, yeah, they ran the ball 50 times.
We're
yesterday.
screwed.
With their longest run was 63 yards.
Oh my god.
We're in trouble.
Oh no.
If it makes you feel any better, Oklahoma State, their leading running back yesterday had 25 carries for 271. So that doesn't make me feel good for when we played them.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel good for this weekend because we can run the ball against Cincy.
Are we gonna get embarrassed in the space game? Oh.
That's next week. That's
Yeah,
next week.
We've
That's
never
next week.
lost a space game.
Brandon!
Well,
We also had 6 wins in a row in homecoming games, but
yeah, that I did too.
damn.
Sorry. One last thing for the game this past weekend. Burn the Ducks. Pop them.
Dude,
That was
Those
electric until.
two of the worst things that happened in that game were during the fight and when that duck was making its rounds around the stadium. I said I was mad at you because I was gonna catch that duck and legitimately pop it, and you're taller than me, so you just smacked it.
I said, get out of here.
Catch it, get that shit. It went all the way around the stadium.
Should have just took it and sat on it.
It was a pretty big duck, though. I think you could have floated on it. Like, it could have held a lot of pressure.
Anyways,
now,
that
if we
was
all
so
sat
bad.
on it,
Oh my god, I burn the ducks.
burn the ducks, pop them, get rid of them.
Keys to the game this weekend. I think it's pretty obvious.
Stop the run.
Stop the run and turnovers. By the way, my hot take of a +10 turnover margin ain't looking too hot.
It's not looking good at all.
No, I would go ahead and put an X next to that one.
And my hot take of double-digit interceptions from Plumlee is looking very nice right
He's
now.
at 7 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only needs 3.
Well, Justin, anything you're looking forward to in Cincinnati outside Skyline Chili?
Well, I won't be having Skyline chili, so
You have a chili dog.
no, I don't like chili, dude.
I'm telling you.
But it's Skyline Chili.
you guys, you gotta try it.
No, I can't. Have you seen pictures of it, dude?
Oh yeah, I've seen
It looks like legitimately dog poop, and they just put so much cheese on it to try to hide the fact that it looks like dog poop.
and I'm gonna enjoy every second of it.
Well, have fun. No,
I'm gonna be hurt
I
when I wake
learned
up
from my
Saturday
dad that
morning.
I've actually been to Cincinnati before. Well, kind of outside of it, but like I've been to like a theme park that's like 20 minutes outside of Cincinnati or something. But I've been to Ohio a million times, and I can tell you right now that I did the math. We were talking about it on the way to the Bears game or whatever, that between sleeping, tailgating, and the game, I estimate that we're going to have roughly about 5 hours to see what Cincinnati has to offer us, and I think that's about 3 hours too many.
Well, there's good football on next weekend, so we'll be
Yeah,
able
we can
to
just watch games.
Yeah, let's watch. We can find somewhere to go to a restaurant and watch games.
But it'll be fun. I mean, traveling for games is always a good time. So,
And it's gonna be cold.
and it will be cold. So I'm kind of nervous about that actually.
We
I
historically
haven't
don't
been
play
to
well.
right. We don't play well in the cold, and I haven't been to a cold game since the Peach Bowl, and even then we were indoors,
Really?
and I was wearing shorts. When was the last time we had like a really cold game? I mean, we
Oh,
usually go to
well,
out at conference games. So.
Yeah, when I mean, we saw we played the military bowl. It was cold there.
You're right. I was
Yeah,
there though.
That
So
one. I'm trying to think.
I really think the Peach Bowl was the last one where it was like, and it was snowing that day, but we were indoors. So
Yeah, when we've played at ECU, it's been cool, but it hasn't been.
You're right.
cold.
I think I did wear.
We were a jacket at ECU.
That was before the. No, that was 2018.
Yeah.
That was 2018. Yeah. So yeah, I think I did bring a jacket. I don't think I wore it the whole game, but
Yeah.
it was one of those like sun went down kind
Was
of
it
thing.
not
but-
cold in Arizona when we played the Fiesta Bowl?
Oh, it was. It was.
It was
I
good.
remember. I have a picture of me. It was 32 degrees. I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Nice.
I had to wear my game day.
You're
fit.
right. Yeah, I was wearing the same thing then.
We hadn't lost it. I had to wear the fit. So we get to. I got it. We can go. I'm gonna go probably with the jersey for this game since it's gonna be cold. A hoodie jersey.
Yeah,
hoodie
hoodie
jersey's
good combo.
probably-
Yeah.
I've got a hoodie jersey that hasn't seen a loss yet, so we're trying that one.
I'll wear one too at home, just to.
It's supposed to be cool here too. next
Solidarity.
weekend.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice.
I think the high's like 70. What is it?
I'm actually traveling to Chattanooga for work this week, and the low is like 31
That'd be nice.
or something
That's
like
nice.
that. So that's gonna be nice. Oh yeah, Orlando. Saturday high 82, low is 64.
It was early. Wednesday is the cold
Wednesday
day.
high is 71, low is 60. Even
That's
that's
nice.
not that cold.
Nice.
Well, anything before we transition here?
I got one more thing to say about Cincinnati. If we go to Cincinnati and we get embarrassed, I don't want any of those coaches on the plane back. Not one of them.
Walk.
I don't know.
No, don't come back. I'm serious. Because, like, I'm pretty, like I said it after the game, and maybe it was in the heat of the moment, I'm pretty freaking close to being on the fire Gus train. I'm really close.
I told you I'm riding standby,
Dude.
Flying standby.
He's a lousy coach, bro. Okay, I saw a tweet yesterday. I did see this on Twitter right after the game, but I have two things that I've been thinking a lot about. Would you rather have Gus, I forget who tweeted this, who is a fantastic recruiter but can't use the talent on the field, or a mediocre recruiter that gets every ounce of talent out of a player on the field?
Just go first.
Exactly. And then that led me to think, this was the biggest thing I was thinking about yesterday. I thought a lot about this. I think if Gus Malzahn was our head coach in 2017, we go 8-4 at best. At best. And tell me I'm wrong. Think about how many close games we had in that season. They came down to just like good plays. He doesn't win close games. I've been talking about it our past, like dating back to Navy last season. We've lost almost every close game.
What's our record? What's our under
We have,
Gus Malzahn? What's our all-time record under Gus?
He has a winning record, but
Yeah.
Barely though. Right?
barely though. It's
Yeah.
closer than you think it is. So and that 2017 is
His
like
first year was 2020, right?
2021.
2021. We
This
still have
is
hype
his
on
third
20.
season, yeah. I legitimately think at best that team goes 8-4, and it's crazy to think about, but all those close games that season,
Yeah, we lose that Memphis game in the
that
rain
comes down to coaching, and we lose those. Yeah, we lose to Memphis.
twice.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to guess, Gus Malzahn is probably like 5 games above 500 in his tenure here.
I'm doing math real quick.
Brandon's doing math. The smoke's filling up on the road.
What did we do? So 2021?
21 wins, and how many losses do we have this year? 5?
Five,
Yeah,
yeah.
we have 5.
13 losses.
Okay, so 8 games above 500. Okay.
I'm sorry, 14. 21-14.
Okay, so
That's
7 games above 500.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
like,
we gotta think about the
and
opponents
if you
too.
date back to Navy
We've-
last season, it's
We've gone 9-4 and 9-5 in his first 2 years.
I mean,
you can't win big games.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like and it pissed me off to think that, but
here's the thing: transitioning to the Big 12, those 4 losses, 5 losses, those are games we're supposed to win, hypothetically.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because some of those came in conference play, the American.
right.
We got to think, too, this year we have led in the fourth quarter of
Like 3 of our
2.
losses.
I believe we led did we lead, or we tied with K-State in the fourth quarter? We tied or led.
Maybe.
I thought we were
We'll
down.
say tie or led. Three of the 5 losses. Can't close out either.
No.
That's
and so that's why
terrible.
I'm saying like
That's a stat right there.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm so close to and I know we just extended him, which pisses me off, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, these recruits mean nothing if you can't coach them on the field.
I'm curious what the people at the game yesterday thought, because that section was packed with recruits.
Yeah, the
It
recruit
was.
section. Like, who
I
are
honestly
you
couldn't
guys?
care less at this point. Like, I'm not saying I don't want those 4-star recruits, but I'm saying they're worthless with a lousy coach.
Something's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen.
And it's it's like people are gonna be like, oh well. One of my favorite things is like when somebody's like, well, who else are you gonna bring in? That's not my job. I'm not the AD. My job is or not even my job. As a fan, I see something broken. I know when it's broken, and let me tell you, it's broken right now.
You know what, though? 3 of us right here all got 4 years of eligibility right now. That's all I'm saying. And
What did Timmy say yesterday? Timmy's like, put Brandon at quarterback, put Justin at running back, and then Josh can be wide receiver.
what's
I'm more of a
wild
tight end.
though is
Yeah, more of a tight
when Johnny texted us at the game yesterday, and I've seen this movie before. It's leads an electric drive down the field,
Yeah.
proceeds to throw a bad interception, goes on a defense, gets bailed out. That was the story of our IM team at UCF.
It was. It really was.
Just for context, when we played IMs at UCF, we had a intramural team where I played quarterback, Justin was receiver. I played safety over top, Justin's corner side, and then we also had some other guys on the team. But we were notorious for going out, getting some sort of like 7-minute long clock ending dink and dunk drive. We'd run hook and ladder. It worked every time.
Brendan would just give me that look, and we didn't even have to call play. It was just
it resulted in either a touchdown or an extremely large gain every single time.
Yeah.
And then we would proceed to come out. Johnny would look me in the face. Hey, don't do anything stupid. Proceed to throw a really ill-advised interception. And then
because you trusted Johnny too much in his big frame. And
and then I wouldn't throw it to him. He'd be like, dude, I'm open. I'm like, okay, I'll just throw it up to you. And I throw it up to him, and somehow he doesn't come down with the ball.
I'm gonna crap on Johnny for a minute. Big frame, but he can't. He has no vert.
Johnny got the bricks in the shoes. But then we would go out on defense. We would somehow get bailed out, and then when West Virginia did that yesterday, and when Johnny texted that in the group chat, I've seen this movie before. I lost it. It was so funny.
highlight of the game.
That was the highlight of the game. I had a good flashback when I saw that.
that
I
was
love
funny.
that they ran
The hook and ladder. Yeah, I saw that and immediately looked at Brandon and was like, "Yo, they're stealing our side, Michigan. They're stealing our."
Best play you can run in flag football is a hook and ladder in the slot.
Just a quick 5-yard button and then a pass back to the quarterback chasing you. Oh,
Yep.
unreal.
Works every time.
Every time.
10 out of 10 times. And then you hit him with the fake hook and ladder after you've done it.
Yeah. I hit them with the fake pass because then they're not going for my flag. They're like, we've seen this movie before, and they're going for Brandon, and then I get 15 yards every time. Oh, love that play.
Thing of beauty. All right, on to Dude of the Week.
Dude of the Week.
I'd like to go to picks.
Dude of the week.
Dude of the week.
I won last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Which kind of is like a knife in the chest because we all had the same guy. Brandon just got there first.
I'm two in a row.
Yeah.
2-game win streak for me.
Yeah.
Who won the draft last week?
I did.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I did. Yeah, it was. I think it was the space game as the last pick that
That really cemented. It was recency bias.
And
chance.
Brandon had very niche traditions that were funny.
Brandon had a total of 2 votes. One for that he voted himself on Twitter, and one that he voted himself on Instagram.
So just recapping real quick, Alzy, Dude of the Week, 1, and then Rice Gummy Bear guy, which also I found out it's Sour Patch Kids that he's holding. I saw him in a bag.
No, I thought he had a bag of Sour Patch Kids too, and he had
multiple bags.
Your choice.
Yeah, your choice.
You want worms or you want?
I wonder
kids.
why, what the thought process behind that is. Like a quick, sugar rush or something like that?
So I
don't
do
know.
know that you can eat gummy bears as a pre-workout.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what the benefit is of eating it. Yeah, I
What's
would
the
think more
science of that?
sugar, but I don't know.
Interesting.
So my Dude of the Week this week. I'll go first. Angry UCF fan. Most specifically, the guy that was sitting in front of us at the game yesterday. Just for context, because I did this isn't going to resonate really with anyone other than an angry UCF fan. Probably late 40s, early 50s guy, visor.
His dad was sitting next to him, right in suspenders.
His dad was next to him wearing suspenders, and he was in West Virginia stuff. Was letting the refs have it.
Letting them know
all game. He was letting them know. My mom would not want me to use some of the words that he used on here.
One of the best things he said though is like, "You jackass zebras! You've been screwing us all game."
When we finally got a holding call on West Virginia, he was the happiest man in the world.
He stood up.
He stood up and gave a standing O for the refs. So I'll paint the picture. Visor on, like the Columbia buttoned-up fishing type shirt. He had on Rock'em socks, and I don't remember what else he was wearing, but he's my Dude of the Week. He was electric.
No, so Timmy was because Timmy was sitting directly behind him, was having a conversation with him the whole game, and he was talking. He was like, "Yeah, these 3 guys over here, they're saying 7-5, 9-3 on their podcast." He's like, "Those guys are clowns."
What the hell do we know?
He was clowning JRP when he threw one of the interceptions. He's like, "Dude, you just lollipopped it
We
up
all
there."
were, bro.
So, Dude of the Week, angry UCF fan.
That's hilarious.
You go
I'm
next.
going to go. All right, so my Dude of the Week this week. For a little bit of context, we are huge breakfast tailgate fans. We alluded to it before. Alluded to it a little bit earlier in this podcast. Breakfast tacos, mimosas. We hate noon games, but something about a breakfast tailgate just gets you
The
going.
breakfast tacos are just so good.
Right. But we were it was maybe 10:30 something. We were well into the tailgate, and we look over at the tent next to us.
Oh, never mind.
Did you think
I
it stopped
thought the camera
recording?
stopped
Okay,
recording.
sorry. Thought we had a tech malfunction. We're good. So anyways, we look over at the tailgate next to us, and they got the grill going. I'm
They
like,
got
all
charcoal
right.
grill going.
Yeah, charcoal grill going, practically
Smelled
smoking.
so good.
I'm like,
Smelled
all right.
great.
I'm like, what's going on over there? What are we making? Because I'm about to make some friends, right? These guys were grilling frozen Eggo waffles. More like smoking frozen Eggo waffles. I have never seen that in my life. These dudes, and some of them looked burnt as hell. I mean, these guys were like putting these waffles on the grill and closing the lid as if they needed it to get any hotter in there. You put a frozen Eggo waffle on the grill, 5 seconds one side, 5 seconds on the other side, you're fine.
good.
It's good. But these guys were like letting them sit. And Timmy walked over to him, and he got a picture for me, so it's going to be on the Dude of the Week graphic if you're looking for it. But these guys, he walks over and he goes, You guys grilling Eggo waffles? He goes, yeah, dude, they taste like shit. He's like, we were really wanting waffles.
There's-
So I said,
There's so many other things that they could have used that grill for to make.
they could have done so many different things. Maybe they elected to be lazy. Maybe they were just in a waffle mood. I don't know. More power to you. So grilling Eggo waffles at a breakfast tailgate. Those guys are my dude of the week.
Yeah, mine is nothing compared to your guys'. I will say honorary dude of the week will be Brandon and myself. We ran the table on Pong yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, shout out Denzel for lipping out 3 times in
The
one
ball
game.
was halfway down.
It was bad. The cup, like the ball, like if you were to look, like a side view of the cup, you would not have seen the ball. Like it was in the cup and then it just pops out.
Nice.
He wasn't having it.
He was not having it at all. But for real though, my dude of the week actually comes from the game. Zombie Nation, whole 9 yards pregame. The players run out. There's this one guy holding this flag that is so big. This dude,
I forgot about this.
this guy, it's this flag, the size of this flag, you'll see the picture on the Dude of the Week graphic. It's astronomically huge. This guy must have been 5'9", 5'10", maybe even 6 foot. I don't know. But the amount of energy that this guy had to put in, not only to run, he was doing like a full like just grinding, like he was running up a hill, and then trying to swing this flag. He's just putting his entire body into it, and it was just absolutely amazing.
I'm
to
not
see.
exaggerating. I think it was a 10x10 flag.
It was huge.
Probably. Yeah.
It was massive.
It's like, and that has got to be insanely hard. Every time I see like something like that, I think about that thing that people do with the barbell, where you like pick it up on one side and you try to like lift it up, and how like actually insanely hard it is, even though that bar is like 45 pounds. Like that's got to be just as hard as that, because you're holding this massive flag just by the bottom half of it, and you got 10 feet above you of it, like if it's a 10x10 flag, like.
It's
Crazy.
insane. So my dude of the week is the UCF cheerleader who had to handle that monstrosity.
Nice.
I love that we all had our dude of the week come from the game.
I actually had nothing going into the tailgates.
Well, just so we have it, because I know we'll want it at some point. I got a picture of our boy on the sideline yesterday. Bring out red shirt if we ever need it for something.
Hit him with the watch.
I like that we got other people in our section kind of hyped up when he would come onto the field.
At one point, I was sitting right next to a West Virginia fan, and I was doing the like wind it signal to like keep the play going, and I accidentally like punched him in my back, and I looked at him. I was like, I'm so sorry. We love to make fun of the TV timeout guy, and he goes, I hate that guy.
Oh, well, dude of the week recaps: angry UCF fan, Eggo waffle, and UCF cheerleader.
Eggo waffle
with giant flag. I think Eggo waffle's gonna win.
Eggo waffle's gonna win. That's just wild.
Picks. So it is Sunday.
Sunday morning.
We're recording today because Orlando City's got playoff game tomorrow, so I'll be working, and then Tuesday's Halloween. So lines are not readily available. So we will circle back with our picks for this week, but we do have a recap of the last. Do we want to do the recap last 2 weeks?
Yeah, we can do the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll run through mine super quickly because my mouth's starting to hurt. 4-3 on the Oklahoma week. My 3 losses: UNLV -7.5 Colorado State, Penn State +4.5 Ohio State, and the Kent State Buffalo over 45.5. The last 5 all had hit, and it did not hit this time. I'm pretty sure it was an absolute barn burner. It was like 12 points in the game or something. The winners were OK State +3.5 over WVU, Michigan State over 48. I'm pretty sure Michigan hit that by themselves. Stole some signs. FSU Duke over 49, and Miami Clemson under 49. Sweat that one out. That one finished at 48.
Oh my.
And then this past week, great week for the brand. 5-1. My one loser was Duke and Louisville over 46.5. Duke didn't show up. My 5 winners: FSU Wake over 53.5, Nebraska -2.5 over Purdue, Auburn -7 over Mississippi State, Boise -5 over Wyoming, and UNC Georgia Tech on. Oh no, I had the under. Never mind. Correction. That one was wrong.
You actually had a winner?
4-2 week. It was 4-2 week. I
Nice.
actually marked it off. I thought I had the over. I had the under. That game ended. I think it was 48-44 or something.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so correction. 4-2 this past week, which brings my season total to 35, 27, and 2.
Nice. All right, so I in the Oklahoma week had 9 plays, and it was a terrible week for me. I went 2-7. So we're just gonna rattle them off real quick. Arkansas -7 against Mississippi State. That one didn't hit. Buffalo Kent State over 44.5. Nope. Oregon -19.5 against Wazoo. Nope. Tennessee +8.5 against Bama. No, that one was looking good, and then Tennessee choked in the second half. Iowa -3.5 against Minnesota. Nope. UNC -23.5 against Virginia. Dead to me. They lost outright. And then Army +30 against LSU. That was not enough points. And then my two winners that week were SMU -18 against Temple. That one was easy. I'm pretty sure they shut them out. And then Ole Miss -6.5 against Auburn. That one was a little bit of a sweater, but ended up hitting. And then this past week, I took 6 plays. If you saw the graphic, I went 4-2 this week, so we bounced back. Starting off, we had with the losers, Louisville Duke, like Brandon, over 46.5. Duke got shut out, didn't show up. And then BYU +19.5 against Texas, just not enough points. And then my 4 winners on the week, we had FSU Wake Forest over 52. Miami of Ohio +7.5 outright winners against Ohio. And then we had Iowa State -1.5 against Baylor. They won pretty big against Baylor, I'm pretty sure. And then OK State -7.5 against Cincy was the easiest line of the week since he got murdered by OK State. So that brings my season total after those 2 weeks to 40, 35, and 2.
Well, gentlemen, the week of Oklahoma, and I think this is the first time that we can talk about this in person. The perfect parlay hit. The week of Oklahoma. The perfect parlay is a winner. That's 4
4 on the season?
this season.
Whew.
What did we say, 5?
I said if you go above 500.
Above
Or
500?
if you go above 5, or like at least 500, I'll do something.
Well, this last week didn't help me for that.
He's got to go 2-4 these last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Or 2-4.
No,
2-2.
no, 2
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. There you go. Yeah, so perfect parlay hit. Baylor +2.5 versus Cincinnati. Ohio State -4.5 versus Penn State. Oklahoma State +3.5 versus West Virginia. And then over 47.5 Tennessee versus Alabama. But for my normal picks here, I went 6-3. I had 9 of them. Nice. We'll talk about the losers. UConn +2.5 versus USF. They lost by 3. They're dead to me. TCU, Kansas State over 57. Wasn't enough points, or they didn't score enough points for that. And then Arizona State versus Washington over 58.5. That didn't hit. But my winners, Rutgers -5 versus Indiana. Oregon versus Wazoo. That they played Wazoo that week. Over 60. That cashed. Houston +22.5 versus Texas. They only lost by a touchdown. That was kind of cool. UTSA -3.5 versus FAU. Ole Miss -6.5 versus Auburn. And then the greatest play to ever be played every week, Minnesota versus Iowa under 32.5. Incredible. This past week, I also had a pretty good week. I went 5-2. Perfect parlays died this week. It was pretty bad. That was your beeves that killed it.
Not my beefs anymore.
So 5-2 on the regular picks here. We'll start from the top. Stanford +26.5 against Washington. They only lost by 9.
Wow.
So they covered easily. Tennessee -3.5 versus Kentucky. They won 33-27, so that was a good win. Over 44.5 in Penn State, Indiana. I also had Oregon -7 versus Utah. They won 35-6. And then I had Georgia -14.5 against Florida. They won by 23. Mm-hmm. So apparently the Gators are complaining about field conditions in Jacksonville.
Because that's why they lost.
That's why they lost.
100%.
Yeah.
Not that they're not a good football team.
But my 2 losers, Duke +4 against Louisville. They lost 23-0. That's terrible. And then Baylor +1.5 versus Iowa State. The Clones beat the shit out of them. So that, after all that, brings my season total to 37, 21, and 2.
What the hell happened to Duke and UNC?
They
They were playing so well, and now they're both
died.
just dying.
Welcome to ACC football.
Well, we don't really have picks because there's not lines available yet. They'll probably all come out later
Well,
tonight.
yeah, we'll take our picks and then I'll post the graphics on Friday. So if you're looking for those, keep an eye on our Twitter on Friday, and I'll have all that.
I
out
do
and
have
readily
two already,
available.
but
You have what?
I have two already.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I do
just
have. I do
from-
have one already.
I have
but
one as well.
Yeah.
I think it's the same one.
I think we're all on it.
We're all on that one.
Should
Yeah.
we go ahead and throw that
Yeah,
one
I'd throw it out there.
All right. Notre Dame -1 against Clemson. I think we're all on that.
We're all on that.
That doesn't make sense.
That's the easiest one.
And I'm also on Washington -3 against USC.
Okay.
So there was only a couple lines out, and so took those few. But this week at Cincinnati,
Boots on the ground.
boots on the ground, 2 of 3. Skyline Chili, let them know we up.
Yeah, you're gonna have that like Friday night or something.
Oh, I'm having it Friday
That
night.
ain't gonna be a
That's not a set.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't sit on the plane after having
right.
a
That's what I'm
6-way
saying.
Skyline
Yeah,
Chili.
yeah. No way.
I mean, you can. You just won't be sitting in your seat.
It's a Frontier flight. We might not be in the
Oh,
seats anyway.
You might be in
Yeah.
standing room only.
3:30 FS1, 1:30 for our friends in Boise. Anything else? We don't have a line yet. We're FPI favored to win, supposedly, but
No line. Wow. This might be the first podcast ever where we are gonna
Yeah, we
release
don't-
it without a line.
I can dig really fast to see if I can find one.
Let's see. Let me check action now.
I doubt it's on there. Actually, are we afternoon yet?
It's
Is it-
12:11.
Yeah, it's 12:11.
Yeah,
So
we might have some more lines.
We might have.
but,
Yeah, but we're not gonna pick them while we're here.
No, I'm just saying to see,
Let's see
what
here.
we're at.
So
It has it locked. There's a lock on it. It says NA.
We've been pushed to
Hey,
a 6-day window.
We've been pushed a 6-day window. Our line. Where is 3:30 -5?
-5
-5? What's
On
the over
action.
under?
for us.
Over on. There's no over under line.
Okay, at
But
least
we
we got
opened.
one.
We opened at -4.5. We are now -5.
Wow. Okay. And I assume they're giving Cincy 3 points because they're at home,
they're
probably.
home.
So I think we're touchdown favor.
Yeah.
Touchdown favor against West Virginia.
Look at all this
So that
red
would
on
be
action
Oof.
between
ugly.
both
What's our
teams.
spread? I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
What's our spread?
Yeah, like our spread
What do we
record.
against the spread? Probably 0 for.
Oh God.
No, we've covered
No,
at least one.
we
covered against
we covered
Kent
against
State for sure,
Oklahoma.
and probably
Yeah, we did cover
Villanova.
Oklahoma. We
against
covered.
Oklahoma.
We covered.
It's probably
Kent State.
3 and 5. It's probably exactly the same as our record.
3 and
yeah.
5,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Since he is 2 and 6, so
Oh, I feel good about that.
That's hope.
There we go. There's a bright
Great
spot.
about that. There's our bright spot. Spin zone.
Everyone tune in on Saturday for the Battle of Mid. Someone will get their first conference win. It's going to happen. It might be 0-0 going in overtime, but it's going to
Good
happen.
chance. Actually, no, because neither of us can. Well, they can play defense. We can't play defense.
It-
It will not be 0-0.
It could be
going
40,
into
it could be
halftime. Or going
42,
into
42.
overtime.
I could also see that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's also assuming that our offense can put together a decent drive.
And
every
not
now
turn
and
the ball
again.
over.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
possibilities are endless. Also, I would like to say the under hit. So
The under did hit.
Boom.
Only one.
that's crazy.
The flag under
that
hit.
tape is 3 weeks old.
That thing fell, and I got nervous.
I thought it was about to fall. All right, we'll
wrap
sign
up,
off
wrap
before
up,
it
wrap
falls.
up.
So Josh's under hits. We'll close it now. Josh wins. The under did hit. Only one flag fall.
Let's go.
3:30, 1:30 for Boise. Go to Church on.
Charge on.
Charge on.
Dudes on the Mall is the podcast to listen to.